getting really difficult. Like, the fact that we're not open and we're incurring all these expenses, and then now unexpected expenses as well. It's like we're in a crashing airplane heading for the ground. We have our hands on the controllers and we are pulling the sticks up because we are gonna open, but this feeling is tough. And I've been here many, many times before. One of the pivots that we needed to make was not bringing in another vintage RV trailer as a provision store, as a store that's going to be used for as like the camp store. We're still going to have a vintage trailer out front that's going to be called Promised Land Supply, and that's more of the souvenirs and a gift store for the town. However, in the campground, we were going to have a vintage RV trailer as another store for candies and snacks and, you know, camp goodies and things like that. The good news is that we already were planning on having our little log cabin that was here when we bought the property converted into a welcome center. And honestly, we don't really need a dedicated welcome center for this campground. Everything's online. People can really, you know, they can go to the store out front. They can get information there. There's going to be somebody at the commons in those stores, in the trailers, that can always answer questions. So we're going to take that welcome center cabin, the log cabin, and we are going to convert it back into a store instead of a welcome center. And so that's what we're working on today. And it's making a ton of progress. It was an existing building, so we are trying to keep as much of it as possible while giving it as much of a facelift to really update it and make it look a lot better. So we're reusing a lot of this plywood. This is the crates that the tents came in, which is just an amazing way to reuse material rather than just throw it away. So all of this soffit underneath here is also from the factory that sent us the tents. And those boxes have come in real handy. Reusing everything is going to be a key element of both cost savings, but also, sustainability and making sure that we're lessening our impact, because that's what people are coming to a campground to enjoy. All right, so here's the plan for what we're going to have to do to see if that septic tank is hooked up to these toilets. I'm going to take a trash can of water. I'm going to put it through the toilet, basically flush that water through this toilet, and we're going to run around, and then we're going to go see if any water comes out of that pipe. And if it does, it's sort of over. That's the tank. We're gonna have to replace it. It's gonna cost tens of thousands of dollars, and more importantly, a lot of time. But if water doesn't come out of there, we might have a fighting chance to find another tank that hopefully is working and solve this entire conundrum. So, got our bucket of water. Probably shouldn't have somebody filming this. This is a little bit precarious to do while filming. You're getting a lot of water in there, don't worry. The test is valid. All right, we're gonna flush it and run. All the way down, go. Water, please. Oh, no water. All right, my very unscientific scientific test of this septic system has passed. As in, there was no water that came into this old tank, the one that I'm literally sitting in right now. That pipe did not emit water, which is a great sign, because if it did, this is the failed tank. Now there's gotta be another tank here. And honestly, I have no idea. I'm recording this as I discover things. I have no freaking idea anything about this septic system, and we open in less than a month. I'm gonna get the excavator, the backhoe that we rented, and I'm gonna carefully, very gingerly dig around back here and see if I can pop into anything. Probably not the best thing to do. Probably should be poking around. Probably should be hand shoveling. But I rented a backhoe, and that's so much more fun.
The next day.
Bad news. I met with somebody from a septic company last night, and this tank is shot. There's no saving it. It's collapsed. I'm literally sitting in a collapsed tank right now. And as much as I love trying to fix things, this is something that just can't be fixed. We already got the approval from the township today. So fortunately, because of our connections, because we've been in this area for a few years with our projects, we do know great people, and they were able to make a call and get an approval for 2 new 1,000-gallon septic tanks right here. And it's $10,000. In fact, it feels like even our smaller renovation projects in the past, like when we started in real estate and we bought our first house, I felt the exact same way. We were doing renovations, trying to get the place open, but the scope of that renovation was like this, right? This one septic tank was the scope of our first renovation. And now this is just one of a long list of things that we're dealing with in the final month of this project. The silver lining is that having a new septic system is going to mean that we're not going to have to worry about this forever. Like for as long as we own this property, I doubt that we're going to have septic issues if we have a brand new system, as long as we take care of it. Now the other bathroom, which is up the hill, is the original system, and so far it doesn't look like it has any issues. But again, silver lining is that we have one bathroom that is going to be bulletproof, and then if and when we need to upgrade the other bathroom, we're not down both of our bathroom facilities for any prolonged period of time. And finally, the other bit of good news, as much as spending $10,000 of money that we frankly don't have, it's going to be a credit card item, is he can do it on June 20th. And that's like in less than 2 weeks. So the fact that we're still on track to open despite having what could have been a catastrophic issue is a little bit reassuring, at least. Things like this don't feel good. Let me show you the system actually, because understanding our issue is really key. So you can see how my legs are lower here. I'm literally in this collapsed tank. So there's two 750-gallon tanks that have collapsed right here. And that's what all the sand is. And then there's the baffle, which is right here, which is where the wastewater comes into. What I found out was I was doing this test of having the water trying to come through here to see if it was going to come in. But there's two intakes. One is the men's bathroom and one is the women's bathroom. Unfortunately, I was trying the women's bathroom, flushing water down the toilet, and this is the men's bathroom baffle that's exposed. The women's bathroom baffle is right next to it here, and I was able to dig that out a little bit and crack the metal, the old rusted metal lid open. And then when I had water go down that toilet again, yes, there is water going into that portion of the tank, but it doesn't really matter. The system is shot. If you went to the bathroom here in the men's and you flushed, it would be right here, literally right here. So it's a total loss. The septic system is shot, and we have to replace it. There's no really way around that. Wow, that was quite the week. That was a good week, and some not so good things happened too. Where do I even start? Oh boy. So it's 8:30, Friday night. Everybody's gone. I just finished up spreading gravel, painting a pad, tent pad, and getting ready for the coming few days. So marking where fences are going, leveling out some things that for the shipping container that's going to come in on Monday. The list goes on. No complaints. I love it. I live for this type of stuff. I live for crunch time. But I got to be honest, we didn't get as much done as I had hoped coming into this week. I walk around the campground and I'm happy. There's a lot of stuff that's happened, but we built an entire split rail fence. So the entire front of the property, Chris and Sean did an amazing job building that. We rented a tractor so we could dig the holes better. This place is so rocky, so digging holes is really hard. But yeah, the split rail fence in the front of the property is amazing, and it immediately elevates this entire experience. When you drive past this property now, it doesn't just look like a grass field and a forest. It looks like something. And that whole fenced area now is going to be for the commons. It has dedicated commons parking down below, and that's going to really come alive. So Alex and his crew has been doing a great job with fixing up the old log cabin that's now going to be the little provision store, and he's also working on the bathrooms. So this crew is amazing. It's a local crew. And it's made up of really talented carpenters that have a lot of years of experience. And so they're doing a great job when it comes to really all the odds and ends of all these existing buildings. It's not easy, nor do people often like to work with existing buildings because they're harder than making things new. But they've really embraced that, and they've taken they've taken some really difficult situations, really difficult bad workmanship from before, and they're turning it around, and they're making it world class. It's going to be spectacular. Joanna just called, and it's been tough even for family and relationship. This project's putting a lot of pressure on the family. I haven't seen the kids in days and days. Like, the hours that I work, the fact that I'm here at the campground, it basically means that, like, during the week, it's as if I'm traveling, and I am. I mean, we're not seeing each other, and that really sucks. Especially this is the last week of school. There's a lot of fun stuff going on for the kids, and I like to think I'm justifying it a little bit, like I'm building this for my children so that they can enjoy it. But I know that's not necessarily like the way that children see things, and I know that I have to get this done partially because I don't want it to drag on, and I want to be able to go home, and I want to be able to hang out with my family. I want my children to come here and enjoy this place that I'm creating, because it's going to be special, it's going to be magical, it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be one of a kind. If you haven't already, it would mean the world to Joanna and I if you subscribe to this channel. I know you get asked all the time whenever you watch a video, but this is real life, and we are sharing everything in real time. And that simple action can make the world of a difference in providing us that little bit of motivation to keep on going. So thank you so much, and see you later.